Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another pro Dota commentary done by Luminous. I'm today casting the D2L League, or the Raycall Dota2 League, and of course that is casted by AC, sponsored by Raycall. Big thanks to all parties that are affiliated with this tournament. But today this is Dignitas versus Team Liquid. Particularly, I chose this game because I want to see what Team Liquid is up to. If you guys haven't heard too much about them, they are recently sponsored, and of course, the team is comprised of Fluff, Korok, TC, Boba, and IX Mike. Obviously, the core of Fluff, TC, and IX Mike is from formerly Complexity, EG Boba joining from, or former EG Boba joining, and of course, former Quantic, the big shotgun Morphling player. Yep, that's him, and he's on this team. So this team has a lot of star powers, and honestly, I think they're very one of the top contenders of the Western scene in terms of, you know, placements and whatnot. I fully expect them to be a TI3 and do exceedingly well. But you know, it's their, I guess, one of their first starting games, and they're up against a very powerful team. Dignitas, formerly known as Bottom, has been really on a tear lately, beating up a lot of really good teams. I think just before this series that are playing against Team Liquid right now, they did 2-0 Na'Vi, which normally sounds very good, but lately Na'Vi has not been really practicing or been playing too well. So, but still, if you're ever beating Na'Vi, you're pretty good. And Team Dignitas 2-0 them fairly convincingly. Of course, Dignitas of Ties of Time, Fog, Snake King, LE 2000 or AUI 2000, and Way Too Sexy. And yeah, don't need to kind of introduce the players too much. You guys are pretty familiar with these guys. So let's jump into the pick and ban. We do see Undying Batrider being banned out by Dignitas, who does have the first pick and first ban, and they do pick up Bounty Hunter. And Bounty Hunter, we've been seeing him a lot lately. Of course, this is pre-6.77 patch, so his track has not been nerfed just yet. I did, if you guys didn't watch a video with me and B-Balling talking about the 6.77 analysis, I really urge you to go check it out. It's fairly long, but what I said in that analysis video is that, yes, you did nerf the armor of Bounty Hunter's track, but for the big part, teams pick him for the track bonus gold, for the movement speed, for the vision, and more importantly for his long lane ability, which he's pretty good in that. So, I mean, slight nerf to track armor is like whatevs. He's still a very, very powerful hero, and you know, it does affect some late game team fight, but not in a big fashion. Meanwhile, Team Liquid here, it's going to be banning out Wisp as well as Magnus, and you got Nyx Assassin as well as Lone Druid, and Team Dignitas answers right back with the Templar Assassin and Lifestealer. So right from the get-go, three of their highest farm hero has been picked up. And three of these heroes are all chasing oriented, single target chasing oriented. I mean, this is what you see in pub games. Team Dignitas kind of going out of the left field here and picking up heroes that, I mean, on their own right, they're very, very powerful, but they just lack team fights. So if Team Dignitas don't get ahead very far off very early and basically, you know, steamroll Team Liquid could easily stabilize and then come back with some powerful team fight. I wonder what team fight hero Fluff and stuff is going to pick up here. Of course, I've played under Fluff and stuff during a LAN event that we attended together, so I am a little bit biased towards him. But actually playing with him allowed me to understand how he sort of drafts, and I'm not sure whether it'll help in terms of casting particular games, but what I could say playing under him is that he always knows what to do in any given situation, whether you're winning by 20 kills or whether you're down by 15 kills. He already knows he knows the kind of a good path of a comeback in a sense if you're down. But in any case, we are on the third pick here against three melee heroes. Personally, I think Darkseer would be a very, very powerful pick here, as of course Darkseer is a, you know, perennial long lane. And to be honest, Darkseer against a melee hero in lane is no joke. You drop down 2 Iron Shells on them. Iron Shell does stack, by the way. What is a melee hero actually going to do? You could go in for Blast and Deny, but you're going to take a lot of damage. And I know this for a fact because I play a lot of matchup as the anti-mage against the opposing Darkseer. And even with the Ring of Health regen, even with the Tranquil Boots regen, double Iron Shell is just absolutely a tear. And there you go, Team Liquid does pick up the Darkseer. Of course, during team fights, Vacuum is absolutely brutal against three melee heroes. And again, Team Dignitas is full of slow traps, open wounds, and of course with the track for the chasing power, a single surge will just get them out very, very easily. So I gotta say, Darkseer is a perfect counter pick in all levels. First, you got the laning advantage. Of course, you got the team fight advantage. And when it comes down to ganks and whatnot, Darkseer is gonna get you out. Of course, he gets innately tanky by building things like mech as well as pipe. Which, if you could draw the team fight against this chasing-oriented team of Team Dignitas, it's pretty good. So really good draft for Team Liquid so far. Of course, I haven't really talked about Nyx Assassin or Lone Druid. Lone Druid against melee based hero is pretty decent if you could get the root, although not sure that's something you could count on, especially against these fast moving heroes. I mean, your bear moves pretty fast as well, so you could perhaps get a root hit in once in a while, but again, you can't count on that. And finally, Nyx Assassin, a fairly decent laning hero against certain heroes. For example, if you're up against the Darkseer with the Nyx Assassin, mana burn is just cheese. Like, you just burn away all his mana and then he's just sitting ducks. Against most other lineups, against most other tri lanes, Impale's pretty decent. Is it called Impale? Is it Earth Spike or something? No, it's called Impale. Impale's pretty decent. And yeah, I think that's what he select. Now, Nyx Assassin, if you guys see him in pub game, he's mostly played as a solo mid, but in most pro games he's played as a 5th or a 4th, really on a support role. And the reason being is that Nyx Assassin, sure, if you put a couple items on him, he'll be pretty decent. Like, if you put a Dagon on him, that's pretty decent. But that's a lot of gold investment. And to be honest, he doesn't need that much gold. Level is what he really wants, and that's why perhaps justifying him on the mid lane is okay. But most teams, most supports have dealt with him playing somewhat under level and basically using his invisibility once he hits 6. He doesn't need too much level to be effective, and that's why most teams are kind of playing him on the 5th row. Second round of bans, we do see Nigma, Twin Head Dragon, as well as Champ being banned out by Team Liquid, as of course 3 carry heroes has been picked up, so Fluff and stuff really prioritizing on banning supports. Meanwhile, on the other side here, we see the long lane heroes being banned. No, most solo mid being banned out. Apologize on that. Queen and Pain, Tinker, Obsidian Destroyer, as there's very little hero left in the pool that could actually outlane Templar Assassin. I can't count any single hero right now that I could think of outlane Templar Assassin, as Bat Rider, Queen of Pain, and perhaps Obsidian Destroyer, some of the more common heroes, and Tinker obviously, some of the more common heroes to deal against Templar Assassin has already been banned out. So my question is, what the hell Fluff and stuff is going to pick up right here to counter this Templar is going to be somewhat awkward. Of course, we're going to see Visage being picked up here as well. Now, of course, one they haven't mentioned is that both these two teams are comprised of North American players. Another reason why I want to cast this, because North American Dota is on the rise. Hooray, yeah. As big of a fan as I am for Chinese plays as well as European plays, good to see that American Dota is starting to pick up with some very, very good teams. And I gotta say, a lot of American teams really love to run the Visage as a great single target nuker. Again, it fits perfectly what Team Dignitas has got going right now. They just want to isolate a single hero, slow him down, and burst him down with basically like hundreds and hundreds of nuke and physical damage. If you look at the slow power, the traps, open wounds is like 70%, traps is like, what, 1 billion percent? Let me see. They're so slow that it's only 50%? Are you sure? It feels like a lot more than 50%. And of course, Great Shield is going to provide slow, but Soul Assumption is really what you want to pay your attention to, as it's a 4-second cooldown. It does have a hefty nuking cost of 170 mana, but hey, if you're dropping people, you don't really care. And that's going to be the 4 pick here. But Team Dignitas is really lacking in terms of AoE. The only AoE they got so far is Side Blaze spill damage and like familiar drops. That's and if you're talking though about those are as your AoE, then something's really wrong. Meanwhile, Team Liquid going for a lot more standard of a lineup, so they have some built-in decent AoE. Vacuum, of course, is what we talked about. Nyx Assassin with Impale, and of course Rubik with a Telekinesis, which you should not underestimate AoE of. And finally, we do see Keeper of the Light, and Keeper of the Light is going to be big in this particular lineup. It's going to allow them to defend if you're having a slow early game. It's a fairly powerful trialing. It's a great pusher. And to be honest, if you look at Team Liquid's lineup, they don't have any good counter push. Rubik is okay with the Fable, but again, it's not going to be enough. Nyx Assassin won't have the level to really defend. So Keeper of the Light, I gotta say, if you're going to have one pick to kind of rescue your draft, Keeper of the Light is the kind of the hero to do it. I say rescue the draft because this looks so unstandard to have, again, 3 single target chasing base hero. pub lineup, if you will. But of course, Ties of Time know exactly what he's doing. And meanwhile, on the other side, Team Liquid picks up the Ursa Warrior. And my god, we haven't seen an Ursa in a long time. And Ursa Warrior against single target lockdown. I'm not sure if this is the way to go. This is kind of crazy pick if you ask me. But again, who's going to go into mid lane? Are we going to see Boba in the mid lane? I mean, Darkseer is a fairly powerful mid lane against Templar Assassin. But I don't think that's going to be the case. It could be. I mean, we could see Team Liquid TC go in the long lane, as we do see Leandri go in the long lane fairly often. And then you put Nyx Assassin, Rubik, Ursa on the safe lane top. I guess that's possible, but I doubt it, because you don't really want to put kind of TC, I guess, your primary carry on the long lane. But again, we did see teams put Leandri on the bot, so we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, of course, Team Dignitas has fairly easy to put down lanes. Of course, Templar Assassin is going to be going mid, and then they could easily put that Bounty Hunter either on the long lane, if they want to solo him, or if they want to run an offensive tri-lane, then they could put him on the bot lane. Yes, that is a Golden Roshan, as all of these North American pros have those Golden Roshan couriers. They told me that they spent like strategical meetings getting this Roshan couriers. All right, cool stuff. I wonder if you could use these Roshan couriers for the Grevo battle. No, I don't think so, because it doesn't count as a Grevo. All right, in any case. Alright, we're going to see 5 people kind of running into the Roshan pit, trying to check things out. I guess if you're Team Liquid, you probably could do Roshan yourself. And then if you're Dignitas, you're going to be checking for Roshan. Immediate ward gets dropped down by Mike. Anybody have D wards up? Yep, there's D wards up on somebody. Let me just drop it. That's way too sexy. And that's a way too sexy D ward. That's 100, or that's 75 go down the drain here for Mike. And that normally D ward early on doesn't matter too much. But when you're working with one less wards and you have no idea where the tri-lane is going to go, yeah, you're going to be somewhat careful. Korok, by the way, taking some extra damage. I think he poked into the Roshan pit, trying to burn him down, but that Roshan's like, nope. Or that Spider Eyes where it's like, nope. Yeah, that's a big-ass Spider Eye. In any case, I don't know exactly whether we're going to see offensive tri-lane from Team Dignitas, or we're going to see a little bit of defensive tri-lane as they do drop off their own observer board. I think offensive tri-lane is going to work out a little bit better, but it really comes down to whether Fluff and stuff could guess your lane. Because if you could drop a Darkseer against your offensive tri-lane, then well, actually, it doesn't matter where Darkseer goes. Darkseer is going to have a good time either way. If Darkseer goes up against offensive tri-lane, he could be fine. Just drop a couple Iron Shell and slowly get level, get gold. If he is up against a melee hero like a Bounty Hunter, which he will be up to, Boba is going to have a field day. Double Iron Shell is absolutely no joke. And I fully imagine he's going to win this lane. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, it's going to be a Templar Assassin against the Ursa Warrior. This is some crazy shenanigan. And we'll see whether it works out here. Of course, with Overpower, you do actually clean up all those refraction charges very, very quickly. And I guess Templar Assassin, I don't really see how this lane works, but we'll keep watching. We'll keep watching it. But yeah, most of my attention is gonna be on the top lane. Has offensive tri-lane versus defensive tri-lane. I gotta give the advantage, of course, to the Radiant, as they have way more burst power. Grave Chill, Open Wounds, Illuminate, and the right click is going to be easy. And these guys are trying to pull. Unfortunately, pulling is not going to be too effective against a way more kind of divey tri-lane, which they will just come in and take a creeps very easily. The Centaur gets stolen as well. A lot of EXP going towards Dignitas. So if these guys want to pull, they have to go like really over here if they really want to pull. I think that's exactly what Fluff and stuff is doing right now. But if you do leave your tri-lane like that, then TC is going to have a relatively tough time getting farm, and Axmai is going to have to stay very defensively. Now, just because of the way that Way Too Sexy steal his hero and getting Grave Chill first, he really needs level 2 before actually making a dive, because that's where Soul Assumption really shines. Level 1, level 2 engagement, and just basically drop a hero very easily. But he's getting level 2 right now, because there's literally no pressure being dropped on him. Central being dropped down here to prevent the pull count, so that's fairly decent. I do imagine the first blood's going to happen here on the top lane. But back in the mid lane here, real fast here, Korok just actually drained a lot of mana here from the Templar Assassin. Earthshock being chosen as well here and going for a little bit of damage. Man, driving Snake King back. Very well done. So I guess that's really what you want to be doing. Earthshock, Overpower, and just right-click, burn that shield away, and with the help of creeps and whatnot. So very well done. Me on the bot lane here, let's see how Boba's doing against Fog. Fog's level 3, he's got a lot of regen left. I wonder what Boba exactly has been doing. He's leading very much so in terms of the CS, so yeah, fairly decent. He should be dominating Fog. Fog should be out of regen by now and literally like have half HP and can't even go in the lane. Meanwhile, AUI 2000 on the top lane here is storming right in. They want to actually get a and Fluff and stuff is very, very far away. And this is kind of one of the big weakness if you're pulling this creep camp. As you're very far away from your tri lane, if they do decide to dive on you, you're in big trouble. Nice creep pull here by Fluff and stuff, just really trying to destroy all the creeps. But meanwhile, the entire tri lane Dignitas came right in and then just, well, you know, we'll jack the creeps, no problem. And this is what Boba's been doing. He's pulling the creep wave on the bot lane up to this camp, and he's using Iron Shell to actually destroy 2 camps at once. And what that's going to allow him to do is then actually a lot of extra CS, like 90 gold extra, 30 gold extra. But I gotta say, I don't really like that move. If you just outlaned Fogged, it doesn't matter you're getting 120 gold extra. If you outlane him, that's a lot more benefit that you're getting. Because he has to spend gold for things like regen, or triangle boots, whatever the case, that he has to spend extra gold on kind of survivability based item and not killing based item. But instead, Boba's kind of just jerking around when jungles, and we'll see how it works out in a bit. He is by far leading in terms of CS, so that is the beneficial part of that. But I still believe that shutting down and melee carry on the other side is far more beneficial. Back in the mid lane here, it looks like Korok's actually doing fairly decently. He has picked up a bottle. We don't see bottle on Ursa too much, considering that, you know, we always see him coming out of jungle with Vlads, and Vlads generally is enough mana regeneration throughout the mid game. But hey, a bottle will regen a lot of your your mana. It looks like we're going to see more dive attempt going on the top lane here. They are really going to go on IX Mike. Look at the slow on him. He is not moving at all. Nice mana burn, trying to take way too sexy's manas away, but Illuminate will bring him down. And this is really the power of this trial lane. It made it look absolutely easy, as there was some creep pulling action. There were no creeps in this vicinity. The creeps were tanking the tower, and when creeps are tanking the tower, it really allows the enemy team to easily dive in. Yes, I'm doing a replay cast for anybody that's watching live, so we could easily skip through the pause. Yep, we are going. So XMI perhaps a little bit out of position, but really the Dire just have a very tough lane. And if they want to pull ahead in terms of EXP, that's exactly what they had to do. Oh, it looks like back in the middle here, Hastrin gets pop here, and Korok in big trouble. Hastrin, Ursa, or excuse me, Hastrin Snake King trying to juke around, and Earthshock as well. I mean, Korok's staying alive, but he was bottle curling, so he had no regen throughout the bottle, and he just got picked off. Hastrin, Templar Assassin is not where you want to be. Boba rotates on the mid lane, trying to pick off a roaming TA, but unfortunately unable to do so. And again, Fog getting a lot of CS, still down by 10, but again, that's absolutely fine. You are farming, and that's okay. And meanwhile, Boba still jungling it up. This is a very, very questionable play here. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, we do see Dignitas, again, making yet another dive. They want TC this time. Nice route here against AI 2000, but really not going to be enough. Look at the nuke power. Way too sexy. Does he have enough mana right now for a soul assumption? No, he's still missing a couple of points, but TC is completely trapped, trying to tangle his way out. Nice play here, trying to salve up as well, but missing a single tangle. TC is going to go down. The question is, are they going to get way too sexy? No, he is salving up in the jungle here. And look at AI 2000, very low HP, does not care in the world. IX Mike still very low. It's gonna survive. Boba TP's on the top lane here. Does pop a soul ring for a little bit of extra mana. AUI trying to juke in the trees, and these guys out of mana, out of HP. Can they get the kills? They do get one kill so far. Ties of Time's gonna get picked off as well. Way too sexy on the run. Tower focusing. Nice impale. Perfect TP coming here from Boba. Doing mad amount of anti-gank here on the top lane, and well done. Fog on bottom, level 6, level 7. No teleport scrolls on him right now. Will be a very, very powerful counter ganker once he does pick that one up. Does have gold for face boots if that's what he wants so far. Also, Templar Assassin did not TP up on the top lane despite having a TP. So really that was just kind of a strategical choice, saying, well, we dove too far. You know, let's not worry too much about that. Let's make sure that we are kind of pressuring the other true lane. And ooh, looks like we have an Invis Haste. Ursa Warrior coming right in the show, getting drained right now, and Snake King, look at how easy it is. Oh, Ursa Warrior, maybe that is a counter. Ursa Warrior against the Templar Assassin, I could never have imagined it. So of course the Iron Shell doing a lot of help in that case. I wonder if he just goes straight into the Roshan Pit and trying to take that right now, but really perhaps not, because the respawn time is very, very quick since we are so early into the game. So, but you know, quick kills being picked up here and there. Boba still jungling it up right there. As we do see Fog, you know, saying, if you want to trade farm, well, I'll trade farm with you. Ooh, actually Fog picked up Power Treads. Power Treads is not a boots that we've seen too often lately, considering that Triangle Boots is really the de facto choice of most heroes' boots, and if you want more damage, you really go for Face Fog on the run right now, and that's fine. And this is what I mean. You saw how quickly Fog lost HP from an Iron Shell, and that's why again I still believe I think I'm beating a dead horse here. Is that Boba should have been staying in lane instead of doing his jungle shenanigans. But in any case, no big deal. Back on the top lane here, looks like a little bit more root action from TC's Bear. And Tides of Time will be starting to harass. Level 2 Illuminate is starting to hurt a lot. And the fact that he's charging in the jungle like this really will prevent IX Mike from seeing it from coming, and then thus activating his Spike Paracris to kind of redirect a lot of damage back to Tides of Time. Looks like perhaps they're doing yet another dive. No, they really just need oh, looks like they're gonna go for TC. No, Fluff and stuff is gonna be the choice. Fluff does pick him up, but no, nice root here against area. But no, it looks like the teleportation is going to be coming. IX Mike, who are they focusing? He kind of just back and forth. Boba TPs him once again. That he sees Way Too Sexy. That's going to be the free kill for Way Too Sexy. We do see Haystream gets popped, and now we do see Templar Assassin comes in, and as well as Fog coming in. 5 people on the top lane here. They do see Boba is trying to search his way out, but the trap is going to be dropped on him very easily. The Haystream of Templar Assassin is just keeping Bright up, but the surge. Boba takes a Mail Strike to the head. A couple more right click is going to get the kill. Meanwhile, is there any more chasing going on? Of 1-for-1 trade, I think that favored the Dire team a little bit more because only the Darkseer ported in. Meanwhile, Ursa is still free farming on the mid lane. Meanwhile, the Radiant team have 5 people porting in. So yeah, 4-5 in the favor of Team Liquid. Again, Team Liquid a little bit stronger in terms of mid game because they have better team fight hero. Meanwhile, Team Dignitas need to make this early game count. They gotta get a lot of extra kills on that Lifestealer. They gotta get a lot of kills on the Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin is doing a very good job, but this is what track does for you. If you don't really feel like you're leading, you get a couple of track kills and suddenly you are leading by a ton. 1,500 gold lead. Well, the CS relatively intact. They're leading in terms of a little bit in terms of CS. The second, third, fourth highest farmer in the game is them. But for the most part, it's a lot of kills being picked up here and a lot of track bonus kills as well. I think that was the first of many that's yet to come. But yeah, Sneaking already 3-1. Again, Facebook being picked up. I guess they are just very kind of worried about their HP as Way Too Sexy on the run. If single vacuum is going to do the work. No, Surge against Way Too Sexy. Nice. Look at the huge nuking damage of Soul Assumption. Boba should be fine, and looks, ooh, Tides of Time, gotta be careful. You don't want to mess with that Darkseer. Illuminate is going to miss, but again, Fog's going to come right in. Track right hit. He's going to surge away, but Fog will be able to keep up with you. Templar Assassin, look at how well the Radiant team's moving. Templar Assassin just been the perfect place at the perfect time, and it's going to pick up the kills here. Yeah, I just very questionable choices of going for treads. We haven't seen too many treads in general, but yeah, treads over face. I guess there's a lot of kind of burst damage heroes on the Dire side. Maybe they just want to survive as much as possible. Maybe that's it. So yeah, very interesting choice. I guess what Team Liquid's looking for right now is trying to pick off a hero here and there, perhaps push on a tier 1 tower and then go into the Roshan pit, and that's exactly what Liquid Korok's doing. And well, Staking's got the trap. He knows Sentry Ward is going to be put down here on the Roshan pit. But Templar Assassin, he's going to just sit here all day and keep throwing those traps. Yep. And because of such, Korok can't actually go in to the pit. So what really the Dire team wants to do right now perhaps is send Boba onto one of these silences, pressuring a tier 1 tower, because if they sit here all day, the Radiant team will sit here all day, and I think they'll be fine. And having a hero like a Keeper of the Light, they could sit here all day long, because Keeper of the Light could easily pop on the mid lane and push this creep wave by a tiny bit, and that's going to force Team Liquid to push a couple here there as well. Or they can sit here and keep spamming Illuminate into the Roshan pit as well. You can see the Team Liquid has already given up on the Roshan. They realize they can't really go into it. Korok doing a little bit of jungle action as there's a pretty decent sized creep wave putting up on the top lane. I think Boba actually ported up to the mid lane though, which is why we don't see him actually going top just yet. He is going for the mech. Mech's going to be a very important item for the team. Obviously, he's going to be the team's utility station when it comes down to surging his teammates away, as well as providing healing and whatnot. And he has just picked up an headdress, so very close to that mech. And of course, those extra CS in the jungle has been helping out into his accelerated farm. And it seems like they're still thinking about this Roshan. And finally, we do see Liquid TC going back on the top lane, and perhaps that's why they're going to be giving up the Roshan time. No, just kidding. Snaking constantly still checking out. Snaking does not have a bottle. Is that it? Is he been bottle crawling? Okay, he's just been bottle curling. I was like, I've seen his bottle. Yeah, he has picked up haste streams and whatnot. Yeah, he's been bottle curling pretty effectively, making sure his mana is kind of always up to full. And this gotta be fairly disappointing for Korok. I mean, he's playing on the dire side as a Ursa. Should be grabbing, I mean, every single Roshan, but you can see that because of his laning, has really gone for a very different build. Of course, skipping the Vlads, obviously, for the bottle. And without the Vlads, you're going to have a fairly tough time even just taking on Roshan. Never mind the constant barrage of traps being dropped down. You can see that Dignitas even applying pressure on the mid lane. They're actually going to get this tier 1 tower if nobody TPs in, and nobody will TP in as they're preoccupied on the bot lane and a little bit in the ball. Yeah, Visage destroys the tier 1 tower, and that's going to be even more difficult for them to take down this Roshan early on. I gotta say, despite the score being 6-6, the go advantage on the Radiant 4,000, and more importantly, kind of the advantage that the hero composition advantage of Team Dignitas is so hard to actually go into the Dignitas squad and take a team fight, despite the Radiant team having no team fight hero. They're just so mobile, and the ability to slow you guys down is way too much. I think Team Liquid, if they want to take a team fight, they gotta take it with the mech right now, and shouldn't take it anytime before that. Quickly gonna check over to the net worth, as these guys are just farming a lot better. They want to chase down Fog, no roots, surging him up for the root hit, nothing, and these guys are trying to swarm their way in between tier 2 and tier 1 tower, and Liquid's gotta be extremely careful. Again, these guys are not necessarily good at team fights, but they're just constantly zoning them back. This is actually a fairly interesting game in terms of synergy. Now, it's easily to kind of zone enemy team back if you have things like TIE Hunter or a Enigma or a Magnus. You just run at them and you zone them out, but these guys don't have weapons like that. They are just slowly kind of walking in just on basically good movements, is what we're seeing here from Team Dignitas. And we're seeing a somewhat of a slow game, but this is the slow type of game that I personally like to watch. A lot of positioning. And let's see how Team Liquid is going to kind of comprise of a comeback. Again, the score doesn't look like it, but I really believe they're kind of down in terms of key items. Quickly look over the items. We do have a big mech that's going to be about to finish, but you can see that Way Too Sexy beyond support with relatively low farm is farming up fairly decently as well. Vlads is already finished on Fog. That's his first item of choice here. Armless Sun on AUI 2000. And are we having a double? Maybe Way Too Sexy is going to go for Pipe here, as we do see Ties of Time is going to be going for the mech instead. Fluff and stuff. Look at him getting burst down. Oh, a little bit out of position for Fluff. Teleportation comes in for Korok, down to about half HP, snaking, doing some big damage. So for Korok on the run. Soul Assumption, the chase power of that nuke, the range of that nuke is absolutely insane. And 2 kills right under the tier 1 tower of the Dire Squad, and I do believe Team Dignitas is going to take this one. The Iron Shell Bear is going to come right in, gets a little bit of Grave Shield. Templar Assassin gets a double damage through, and IX Mike solo did not actually. Oh, Soul Assumption gets blocked here by the Spike Caribous. Nice 2-man, 3-man Impale, but is he going to run away? AI 2000 gets read up right now. Nala burst damage being traded back and forth. The Bear has been assassinated. Tracko, and look at Fog Dota. Nice vacuum here from Boba, trying to chase him away. Tower get destroyed here by AUI. Can they get a couple more heroes Tides of Times on the run? This is a huge cluster F. All TC's on the run, but TC gonna get Shuriken down here by Fog. Fog still fighting. Fog probably gonna kill him. Boba, no, he's on the run now. Can we get off Impale? No Impale just yet. This is just a back and forth team fight. And gotta say, if you look at him just limping away with that intro animation, I gotta say, these are how team fights gonna be really broken out in the next 10 minutes though. That's gotta favor the Radiant team by a mile. Again, you want team fights to be as hectic as possible with lack of single focus fire, because that's really going to allow heroes like Lifestealer, that's going to allow heroes like Fog to stay in battle for a long time and get off multiple tracks, get off huge amount of right clicks. And when you're getting off right clicks with Lifestealer, that's exactly where you want to be. You don't want team fights where it's going to be like, oh, wombo combo, vacuum, impale into Fable Telekinesis and everybody dead. That's the last thing that you want to have if you have a team like this. If you have really hectic team fights, it's going to benefit Dignitas way too much. And that's exactly what we saw. And never mind the fact that, you have constant Illuminate from the background. Never mind that you're firing off 4-second cooldown of Soul Assumption. So really, very well played in terms of Dignitas. Of course, I gotta say, a questionable decision here by the Dire team. After losing 2 heroes under the tier 1 tower, still choosing to take that fight. Of course, Korok gone down way too quickly. Illuminate incoming after TP, so that's never really where you want to be starting a team fight. Meanwhile, though, Dignitas Snaking picks up an Aegis Immortal, and that's going to be really, really big. It will allow her to play a lot more aggressive. And look at this item build. Normally, when we see Templar Assassin, we see Phase, we see Blink, we see the mobility, and basically the ability to jump in and pick off someone instantly. But no, he's going to just go for a tanky build. Strain Threats mostly being, well, he's on Int right now, but Strain Threats mostly for HP, and a Black King Bar straight up. He's like, you know what? Your only team fight is going to be from, you know, your relatively decent AoE size done. If I could BKB and run right in, and you can't take me. And that's exactly what he's going for. And of course, in between a 6-second rage as well as a very healthy BKB, I'm not really actually sure how the Dire team is going to take this team fight. It really is on TC's shoulder to get some farm going. TC does have a Hanamitis on his bear, which if you're using a Hanamitis on your Lone Druid, you gotta be very careful. I do imagine that he's swapping the Hanamitis back and forth between his hero and bear. If you use Hanamitis on your bear and kill a creep, you do get the extra bonus gold, but you don't get the extra bonus EXP. IE 2000 gets a little bit ganged up on the top line here, banged up here. Is it gonna be Runu immediate coming out of the looks like a lot of TP comes in as well, but a little bit too late, as AI 2000 has already got chain sun down. And immediate smoke here from Team Liquid. Were they tracked up? That's a question. No, TC was tracked. These guys were not. Looks like they want to apply a little bit more pressure. A 3v3 team fight in the mid lane is, well, actually TC has teleport there as well, but these guys are somewhat aware of that, and they're going to back off. So, yeah, I was talking about Lone Druid. If you're using Hanamitis, be sure to actually put the Midas back to your hero before you Midas, so your hero could get the extra EXP. I guess he's leaving on the bear right now because you want extra attack speed, so the bear could root a little bit more. So just a tiny bit of micro, but kind of a perfect play here from TC so far. Yeah, but back to my point of because there's so many magical immunity on the side of the Radiant, TC gotta farm up very, very quick. I think he's gonna go for the Radiance build because he's saving a lot of gold. If he's going for something like Maelstrom, he would have picked up pieces by now. So personally, I'm not as you can see him swapping the Midas. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of going a Radiance build if you're so far behind, because I mean, really, by the time you get it, you're going to be so far behind in terms of gold and items that I'm not too sure whether a Radiance is going to carry you back. But the Radiance is by far what accelerates your farm the most, and really going to give you the best late game potential as you're beginning to fill up your multiple inventory slots. So we're going to see, again, Dignitas trying to push him. Again, they're going to just charge right in. You can see Snaking playing so aggressive because he has the Hanamitis, and Fluff just got bulldozed over. They are just bum rushing him, and as a Rubik, you're a very, very slow hero. He does not have the 4-star finish just yet. And Snaking, by the way, does have that BKB finish, and they're going to just 6 this tier 2 for free because, again, the Dire team just can't take this fight. It's just too easy for Dignitas to just charge right in and take those. I gotta say that the item choices of having a Black King Bar and over the Blink Dagger is just very, very good. So right now Dignitas is overcoming their lack of initiation power just by using stronger hero and charging right in. Eventually Dignitas is gonna have somewhat trouble because they just don't have any good stuns. They don't have any good long range slows and whatnot. I guess you could count Great Chill and Traps as decent initiation power, but not really, you know, like if this game goes like 10-20 more minutes, the Dire teams is going to have a lot easier time kind of defending. But for now, yeah, Dignitas is just saying we have way stronger heroes, and we're going to charge right in and start taking kills. Me on the bottom here, they're trying to set up a king against Snaking, but Snaking, I mean, BKB, he's got the Aegis, he's not going to get picked off, and these two guys are just looking for kills. Korok trying to backdoor towers a little bit. I think a little bit too hopeful here. Blink Dagger has been picked up here on Korok. That's going to give him a lot more killing power. Meanwhile, TC's on the run. He's being surrounded by 3 or 4 heroes. And look at Lifestealer. He's doing so much damage. TC gets bursted apart. And now Fluff. Oh no, Fluff's going to try to TP out. He knows he can TP out against. There's very, very little stun or mini stun. There's the Familiars. There is the Shuriken Toss. And that's it. That's the only thing that could cancel TPs. So good choice here by Fluff and stuff, TPing out immediately. But with the kill here on TC, I think they're going to just go right up on the high ground again, sensing the fact that they do have the need in terms of the heroes. Quickly check out in terms of the gold count. We're seeing 1,200 gold difference, only with a 3-kill difference. Wow, that's absolutely insane. A lot of it coming from the track kills they've been getting, most of it coming from the farm. If you look at the, oh my goodness, the farm difference. Well, I mean, Darkseer is ahead. You gotta keep in mind that a lot of these are jungle though. They're diving like crazy right now. Axma should be fine. Ali2000 taking a little bit of extra damage here under the tower, but should be mostly fine as well. Oh, big vacuum here. They want Fog. Fog gets picked up here, pops a BKB, and that's 3 magically immune carry on Dignitas' side here, but the BKB are running out. Fluff, no, gets picked down so quickly. Again, are they going to get any kills? No, they are not. Dignitas just, again, bulldozing their way in up on the high ground with relative ease. Perfect item choices. 3 BKB against, I mean, there are some physical carries in the form of Ursa as well as a Lone Druid, but they just don't have enough damage or items at this stage of the game right now. And that's why the BKB are just perfect item choices. Now, the BKB is going to get a lot weaker once these guys pick up things like Radiance. I don't know what Verse is going to pick up. He's probably going to go for Vlad's now, perhaps. Maybe a BKB of his own. But in either case, those BKB are just doing a lot of work for the Radiant team. The Dire team might be leading in terms of CS with these 2 heroes, but the net worth is just tells a different tale. So Radiant leading by a mile. Again, they have lost a single tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Team Liquid has lost all 6 of their exterior tower. That's going to be a big. That's why there's a big difference in terms of gold. Also, every kill that the Radiant has been getting, it's all track. Every single kill has been tracked, and that's, I mean, it adds up quite a bit. It really adds up quite a bit. We do see 3,000 go on Templar Assassin. I mean, if Templar Assassin ever wanted a BKB, she would have picked it by now. So I don't think it's going to be a BKB build. Most likely, we're going to see a Yasha or a Crystallis for a little bit of extra damage. Whether she wants mobility or damage really will influence her choice. I mean, if you have something like a Daedalus, that would be absolutely brutal in terms of picking up a hero. So also, if you're Dire, who do you actually want to focus in these team fights? As we see Korok in a little bit of trouble on the top lane, he blinks back out instantly, and the Familiars will not be able to track him down. Again, the lack of stuns, the lack of ways to cancel TPs is what is preventing Dignitas from getting these extra kills. But in any case, yeah, who do you actually focus if your Team Liquid? That Lifestealer is doing a tons of damage. Jesus, Desolator, Armlet, and he's going for, I don't know what this Blaze attack is going to turn into. We'll have to wait and see. But Korok gotta be careful. Korok can't get picked off outside his base. He goes to the right side, but no, he's gonna get burst down so very quickly. They draw a BKB from Fog, but with this kill, I think they're gonna go on the high ground again here. Snake King's gonna be checking for a rune. He does see a haste and will be joining back to the battle very, very quickly. It is just free kill, and again, that's another track kill that's being picked up. This Vlad's doing a lot of extra life stealing, a lot of extra damage and armor for this 3 melee carry lineup here. Oh, sorry, Templar Assassin, not melee. I always like imagine her to be melee because her range is so short, but she's considered as a range hero, a very low range hero. Nice vacuum here against Fog, but really, again, what are they going to do in terms of defending? The Bear's taking a lot of damage. Iron Shell is starting to kind of pull his weight here in these team fights as guys are getting a little bit more clumped up. What you saw there was Spike Carapace redirecting a little bit of damage here against that Keeper of Light. But Tower, again, just charges up on the high ground here. Ooh, Boba activates Ghost Scepter, runs straight in, trying to, again, bait out a vacuum of some sort. He is level 14, so that's a decent level wall and vacuum. It looks like that's going to be it as Liquid Korok's on the chase here, not going to get off that kill. The Dire team lacking a stun on their own as well. X-Mag charging forward, trying to pick off any kind of straggling hero. And it looks like, ooh, Fluff has picked up track from Bounty Hunter, and it's been kind of return tracking him. And oh, X-Mag, just dump your impale, dump your impale. There's going to be a impale right there. And where's the vacuum? Vacuum backwards here. Do they have detection? Now there's a dust, but no. Here comes AUI. 2 hits, 3 hits. Fluff is dead, and 3 hits. Korok wants to fight this, but AUI is doing way too much damage. He has a Crystallis as well, trying to search his way out, but no. With 2 dead, that's gotta be the mid-racks as these guys are chasing more. IX-Mike, 3-man impale. He's trying to run, Gregor, run. IX-Mike says, oh man, this is like Franz Kafka, if you guys get that reference, but IX-Mike cannot run from these hasty heroes. And Dignitas picks up yet another kill. man, and they're gonna charge right in and start going right on the Raxus. Raxus does not have backdoor regen as the creeps are nearing on the top lane as well. AUI 2000 leading that charge, but here comes the cavalry of Team Liquid. No, as I say that though, Team Liquid is on the run. Nice vacuum wall on the front, so that's gonna be defending, but the blinds will be driving them back. Radiance is finished on the bear, so they're driving these guys back as well. Way too sexy on the front line. Gotta watch his positioning. He's fighting the spear though, dropping some big nukes, but no, it's okay. It is okay. Templar Assassin, excuse me, Team Liquid are still holding on that Raxus, and holding down that Raxus, they have to do. Goal difference checking up about 1750, while Team Liquid has just got their back against the wall right now. Dignitas says, alright, if you don't want, let's go on a high ground, we'll just take down your Roshan right now, but the bear is coming right in. Gotta be careful with the micro. The bear just get dropped off. TC does have to resummon, but no, the slow is, they did find TC, and TC summons the bear instantly, but look at the damage that he's taking right now. Oh, he's running back out. Fluff though can't really run because he's slow. The right clicks is gonna bring him down, and Fog out of mana at this point, but no big deal as they're charging right back in. Did the Roshan die just yet? No, the Roshan has been left alone. Meanwhile, the Rax though will not be left alone as they do see IX Mike popping his nice amount of sun going on. Snake King's gonna get dropped. So they're having some signs of life here as Korok is on the run as well. IX Mike comes right back in. He really can't rely on his invisibility. Just get one hit on and it's gonna back off. But the melee Rax has been destroyed. So the Radiant did lose a single hero for that Rax, but I'm pretty sure they're fairly happy with the exchange. They do have the supreme dominant map control right now, so they could easily go back for the Roshan and pick that down easily later on. And then, well, starting to add a little bit more items. Let's quickly do an item check here. Crits, Desolator, as well as Armlet on the Lifestealer, BKB, and looks like we're going to see crits up on Snake King as well. And then, are we going to see more crits? Team of crits here of Dignitas. I mean, Fog Dota already have a built-in crits on Janata, but hey, more crits can't hurt, right? Drums is going to be picked up here for extra mobility as well. We do have a finished mech as well as a Necro Book number 1, as Way Too Sexy also have a buckler and headdress. I don't imagine that they're going to go for a double mech strat. In any case, you're Fluff in a little bit of trouble. IX Mike's going to be the first one to drop, and Fog, he's on the chase here. Give him the track. No track here, and Korok trying to chase him down, but he could easily go into the Windwalk. Oh, yeah, he does go into Windwalk, and they have lost sight of him. With 3 heroes dead, they're going to go into the Roshan pig. Team Dignitas just grabbing one advantage after another, and yeah, they're gonna just push on the bot lane now. I guess Fog's a little bit low. He could easily teleport back and then have Tides of Time to recall him back if he really wants to do so. If he wants to stay, I guess there's things like mech and whatnot to heal him back up. Yeah, there's Chakra Magic as well. So yeah, they're gonna just go right into the mid lane and easily destroy this Ranger Rax and perhaps just rotate to a different lane. No, they're forget the Ranger Rax. We'll rotate for the bot tower. Nice. Oh, they're gonna open up with the open wounds here. It goes into Invis. Central gets dropped down. He's tracked as well, but he wants to fight this. IX Mike, turn back, my friend. You really can't fight this. Meanwhile, Snake King taking a little bit extra tower damage as well. They're gonna go on Fog. Fog taking massive amount of Dota, or not Dota, taking massive amount of damage. Korok really showing his poise now as he is just putting out the damage output. Ursa starting to be a little bit of a tankier in this point in the game, and that's allowing to really dish out the damage. And you can see the BKB are doing less and less in this particular junction in the game, as Korok is able to really pierce through that the extra magical immunity, and then just go for the kill. So very well done for Team Liquid defending that rack. So basically they just lost a range racks, which is nothing too big honestly, and they're holding on. But meanwhile though, if you look at the goal, it is just a steady climb upwards, and as this game drag out longer and longer, Team Liquid is just in a deeper and deeper hole. They gotta somehow climb out of it. Yeah, but let's go back to our item check here. The Radiant absolutely stacked. I don't think this is a double mech. It's gonna go back to a pipe. If you're wondering about this, buckler and mech does stack. The armor bonus does stack together, and there is a fairly decent amount of physical damage output, so the extra 2 armor from the buckler, the ore, is not too bad. So of course, it is a heavy gold investment, as a heavy inventory investment, but if you're playing support, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, it wasn't any double mech strat, if anybody's wondering. Mech does not stack. Scores 22-11. The game was relatively close. Remember, the game was like 6-6 at one point, and then it was like 13-11, and now 22-11. Yeah, this game is not even close at this point. Fluff and Stuff is level 10. Let's quickly check out what items the Dire team have. There's a Ghost Scepter being picked up here. A very, very smart item choice after the mech here by Boba. Realize that he has to stay alive against the Lifestealer, against the Templar Assassin, and Fog to really dish out all his AoE spells. Meanwhile, he's going to go back to armor in the case that his Ghost Scepter is down. Meanwhile, Fluff and Stuff has nothing, as he's basically been dying a lot. TC's been picking up armor. He's going to be going for the Assault Curious. IX-Mike's got nothing as well. Man, these supports are just filthy, filthy poor. Meanwhile, I mean, Korok's got his kind of core, but really needs another big item. I wonder what he is going to get. I mean, at this point in the game, it's so awkward for the Ursa, as we are going to see the huge kind of invasion of the base. A pipe gets popped and easily going high ground, but there is a glyph kind of slowing down this push, at least for now. But they could have just wait a minute, wait for the cooldown of a little bit of root action here on Snaking. Snaking taking a little bit extra tower damage as well. He does have a Daedalus finish. Oh, picking up here on AUI 2000. AUI, nice stun here on the next couple guys. So the defense is kind of valiant defense coming from Team Liquid. They're just going back and forth, trying to find that vacuum, trying to find that wall opening. Another tower has been destroyed. Meanwhile, we do see a huge creep wave going in the bot lane here. So if Team Liquid could hold on just for like another wave or so, that would be pretty good. Picking up, BKB gets popped here. Korok jumps right in. They see AUI. AUI just drops instantly. Meanwhile, though, where's Fog? Fog in the middle. He pops his BKB. BKB not going to be enough to help him survive. Meanwhile, we do see Snaking in the middle of it as well. Impale, he gets picked off as well, and he is going to be surrounded just by about everybody on Team Liquid. And look at his HP drop. Yes, Team Liquid will be defending, showing some poise on the defend, and they will now be chasing out the big creep wave on the bottom, now starting to really starting to do a little bit tiny damage to that tower. Backing backward here against against this Keeper of Light on that horse, just running very, very quickly. Ursa blinks forward, but meanwhile though, Snaking's on the run. He's very, very quickly with the Grave Chill, but Lifestealer has just bought back, and because he has bought back, Tides of Time has sent him back in, and he's picking up a whole bunch of kills. Triple kill here by AUI 2000, and now Korok's on the run. He's blinking, but back into a trap. No trap, just slightly out of the AoE, and they're trying to find him down. The Familiar does not have the stun, and Korok is on the run. Fog comes right in. He wants to slow him down. Korok just turns around and be like, yo, bro, you know who you're messing with? I'm Ursa, motherfucker. And he just turns around and kills him. So Fog says, whoops. He's about 1 minute to think about that awkward choice that he just made, but a fairly good defense here from Team Liquid, that they did pick off AUI right in the beginning. I think AUI was like rooted down and got burst down very quickly, and even the Aegis was brought down as well. So Team Liquid successfully has defended, but has perhaps chased out way too much. And as soon as they saw the buyback from Lifestealer, that's lights out, because of course Keeper of Light could teleport him right back in. And again, I mean, you could have burst him down once, but really couldn't burst him down twice. So. And you can see that really the lack of initiation power of Team Dignitas is starting to become an issue. You can see them, they're just charging up the hill with things like Magpie backup, with things like Blinding Light, as well as Illuminate. And that works out very nicely if the Dire team can't take those initial barrage of nukes. But Team Liquid is starting to get enough items and enough levels to start to take that early kind of barrage. And they will actually outman you if you just charge up the hill like that, because they have better AoE to work with. Fluff and Stuff has picked up a Ghost Scepter, so he's going to be a lot more effective in these team fights as well. So because the Radiant team just lacks initiation, I'm not sure what the hell they're going to do. TC got to be somewhat careful. He is surrounded just by everybody. But no, Korok. Oh man, Korok and TC wanted to lay a trap for somebody here. Unfortunately, the trap has been sprung against them. The hunter was hunted as they got picked up. Does Korok have buyback? Yes, he does. Basher is going to be the item choice here for Korok, as he wants to just, I guess, single target focus down anybody. And of course, the Basher against 3 BKB is always very, very nice. A smoke gets pop. Are they gonna go right in against IX Mike? Yeah, IX Mike. Oh my friend, the smoke gets dispelled. He sees people coming in. Spike Carapace gets dropped right now, but Ix Mike gets slow, and Ix Mike gonna drop Impale before he dies, but the Rack's now being focused. There is no more Glyph. The wall, the vacuum, doing some decent amount of work, but the Rack's, oh, it's regenning back up, and the Blink Dagger goes back in. AUI 2000 gets picked off again. Oh, Team Liquid, they are defending it, using smoke for the chase. Way too sexy, does not get rooted down. Worse of vacuum, Vacuum cooling down just about 5 seconds. The Surge is coming right back up. They gotta be very careful with their chases though. Oh no, Tides of Time gets picked off instantly, and the TP out. So again, Team Liquid defends, so Team Liquid perhaps on a comeback. Oh, the goal chart is kind of holding down. It's not moving anywhere, so Team Liquid showing signs of life right now, and by far I guess you could consider Lone Druid the ultimate late game carry if he has 12 inventory stacks, but really he's so far away from that. He's only got what, 3 items so far. He's gonna finish assault carriers soon, which is gonna be very, very good against all these amazing physical DPS hero, and Team Liquid's gonna get a tower as well. So yeah, with the backs against the wall, they're starting to make their presence felt in this particular game, and you gotta question, what is Team Dignitas gonna do? Again, they have all these burst damage heroes, but they can't just bum rush up the hill like this. I gotta say, the Lifestealer has been picked off way too easily. He just goes in, he gets focused, and Rage doesn't do too much against Roots and Bashers from the Lifestealer. I gotta say, as awkward as it sounds, you gotta just go into way too sexy familiars and invest into it and just go like drops. Like StarCraft 3 drop mode, Nyx drop bombs or something. And yeah, just fly him in over here and just drop it in. Or of course your Templar Assassin can just pick up a Blink Dagger and you can invest into her, and then you should jump in. You just gotta I guess improve your bum rushing skills in a sense, because if you charge up the hill like that, you're clumped up. That vacuum's gonna do you so much, and if you ever get rooted, you're dead. So now obviously a lot of Silver players put their AC on their Bear. In this case here, putting on the Lone Druid is by far the smartest choice. Feast obviously does more damage if you have less armor and whatnot. So, or a better way to put it is that Feast is reduced by extra armor. So yeah, putting it on the hero is pretty decent. Nice job here by Ix Mike, stunning him a tiny bit, but he does have things like Tranquil Boots, no big deal. Necro 3 already finished as well. Glyph is back up here. Team Liquid has defended long enough, and yeah, they're going to be fairly happy with the position. They're going to fight another team fight up the hill, and with the Glyph up, they're going to feel very confident. They're doing a very good job pushing out the mid lane as well. There hasn't been an instance where they're starting to lose kind of these outer towers, although they have taken extraordinary amount of damage on this tower, but they're constantly keeping the creep wave pushed out, so that's really a good hallmark of a great team. Even though you're being pressured so heavily on the top lane, you're making sure that you don't kind of lose focus on this mid. I think Korok, is he going for Abyssal? I think Abyssal is the fine item of choice. I mean, with Overpower, all those extra damage is going to be somewhat effective in terms of killing targets very, very quickly. But more importantly, the stun against Lifestealer is really what you want. What Dignitas right now is waiting for is perhaps a mid creep to push in and try to do a little bit of extra damage, or perhaps just waiting for an opportunity to take the Roshan. Yeah, I think that's it. They really need the extra Aegis and Cheese, because you can see that they get focused down so very quickly. King of gets picked up here by the Bounty Hunter. The gold chart has slowly went down by a tiny bit, so Team Dignitas gotta be careful. And this is what you expected from the draft. You know, you expected them to get on very far ahead with the heroes, charge in, get kills, and really the Dire team can't do too much about it. And you expect Team Liquid to come back in terms of having better AoE team fights and whatnot. The question is whether the advantage that Dignitas got earlier is enough for them to win this game. To be honest, I still believe that Team Liquid is very, very much so dead. Like, this is their game to... this game has been lost already for Team Liquid, but the last couple of defense has been extremely impressive. Just their ability to focus down AUI, but now AUI has a cheese. Who has the Aegis? The Templar Assassin. Yeah, Templar Assassin with Aegis is absolutely insane. Now, normally I'm not the biggest fan of Templar Assassin picking up the Aegis, especially, you know, when you have a Lifestealer on your team, but look at her damage output. Manta Style gets picked up here with Daedalus. The Illusions will be doing an insane amount of crits as well, so yeah, it's tough games. Did you guys just see that? He just... oh, I think he tried to send the Spare Bird outside to use Midas. Yeah. I mean, why put your hero in harm's way? You could, you know, Midas with your creeps. But it seems like Team Dignitas is out of options in terms of what they can be doing. I think they're just waiting for a mistake from Team Liquid, but Liquid is like, nope, no mistake to be made. We'll use Iron Shell, we'll use Radiance, push out the mid lane, no pressures there, and then we'll just, you know, defend the bot as it comes to us, and we'll just keep spamming on the top lane. That Iron Shell and Radiance doing a lot of work. I actually take back what I said earlier. I mean, remember what I said about Maelstrom probably being the better item choice here. Just the way that the game is working out, the Radiance and Iron Shell combo is just throwing out insane of AoE amount of damage. Iron Shell level 4 does what, 30 damage in AoE per second? Damage over time? Is it 90 damage per second? Is that insane? Alright, 90 damage per second. Radiant does 45, by the way, so you're doing over 100 damage in a small AoE per sec. That's a lot of damage. But meanwhile, though, we do see a being ported back on the bot lane, so really using mass recall, or using recall to full effects, pushing on multiple lanes, putting on pressure in multiple lanes, and slowly kind of choking Team Liquid out of the game. Look at the amount of Sentry Ward being dropped. Team Liquid is absolutely prepared. Level 10 Nyx Assassin, man. I feel really bad for Ixmike. The game that he's been playing is it's a tough game, especially when you're playing behind. Nyx Assassin is a hero that's a lot better offensively than defensively, obviously, and he hasn't had a chance to be playing offensively because these guys just got the biggest lead, you know, ever. Go check, and looks like the go is slowly back in favor of the Radiant, as you imagine so, because they could easily go to jungle and, you know, start cleaning up farm. Meanwhile, the Dire is defending, and you're losing a lot of kills to the towers, and it looks like we're going to see a dual prong push. Somebody just got picked off on the top lane. That was Ixmike, perhaps a little bit out of position, and where do you defend against this split push? I don't really know. It looks like the Dire team says, alright, we'll defend top, maybe, sort of. These guys are just going on the racks, nobody defending them. It looks like we do see a way too sexy gets picked off instantly. Snaking gets focused, they're going to drain him. Look at his HP dropping very quickly. Gus does have the Aegis Immortal. Meanwhile, the birds are focusing on the racks. Racks still alive right now. Do you have the glyph? That's a question. No glyph being used. Snaking trade the melee racks. Decent trade, I gotta say. Korok now on the run. Oh, Korok trying to go for the kill. The mana drain will get the stun on Korok. Meanwhile, the bot lane here, the racks have been breached as the dual push. The dual prong push of Team Dignitas has finally won their way out. Dignitas realized they cannot actually win a heads-up team fight 5v5, so they're like, you know what, we have the advantage, we have mid-pressuring, we have the global TP from Keeper of the Light, so we will just pressure multiple lanes and multiple times, and Team Liquid says, we can't defend that, GG. And that's yet another lanes down the drain. And Abyssal Blade is being picked up here by Ursa with 2 Raxes down, 2 lanes of Raxes down. I really don't know how Team Liquid could do this. At this point, I mean, it's hard enough to defend against one lane, and it seems like Team Liquid says, alright, here comes the Hail Mary counter push, and we want to do something right now. No, he has buyback, so the Dire team has to pick up at least 1 extra kill, or 2 extra kill against Lifestealer and Templar Assassin. They're gonna get a tier 2 tower for free, but I think with this tier 2 tower, they're gonna have to back off and go back to defending again. And again, and against pray for mistake here coming from Team Dignitas, but Team Dignitas been playing rather well. Look at that sacred relic here on Bounty Hunter. No, he is not going for things like Divine. He's probably going to go for a Abyssal Blade. Normally, I'm a big proponent of getting the Basher component first, but they're gonna find AUI. AUI's gonna get picked off. Does he have the buyback? That's the question. He does have the buyback. The question is, how many people can Team Liquid pick off right now? Snaking do a massive amount of damage. He pops a BKB. Where's the focus? No! Oh, Ixmike gets picked off. TC in the middle fight. He does not have the AC on him right now. He gets dropped, and Korok's on the run. Korok's not gonna be able to run out with. He gets forced to have back out. Fluff and stuff. Trying to TP out. Oh my God! Look at these crits. Holy Jesus, he just got melted from full HP, and the sole survivor of that, well, TC had to buy out. Darkseer probably stay alive, and Korok got TP back as well, so I guess 3 people alive right now, but man, Team Liquid is defending that one last Rax. That one last Rax. Dignitas could easily just bum rush that Rax, turn on all their BKB, and I think that's what they're doing right now. Or, if they're playing very safe, they can get the next Aegis as well, but no, I think they're going to go straight right for it. There's a first bash hit here, Roof. Do they have to defend? No. Oh, yeah. The Rax going to get destroyed here. Boba, nice Ghost Scepter, nice vacuum as well, but the Rax has been destroyed. Tides of Time is dead. AUI 2000 is dead. No, he pops the cheese, still fighting out, but look at the bashes coming right in. AUI dies a second time. Fox trying to fight his way in as well, but can't really do so. And that's really a team wipe. Oh, way too sexy's on the run, but again, really can't run from all these guys. Oh, no, he Grape Shield moved to max movement speed and dodge out of... Oh, he's running crazy and would be fine. Ursa looking for him. Way too sexy is juking, but he does get seen and he is dead as well. Question is, can these guys go and go for the throne right now? But there's just so many creeps along their way, and mind you, these are mega creeps. Mega creeps, over 1000 HP, 100 damage, insane amount of kind of DPS output. Extremely tanky. They have the right items, they being Team Liquid, things like Vlad's, well, and Radiance, that's pretty helpful. But unfortunately, they're just so far away. They're just so far away. Of course, Team Liquid not typing back out because they are still stronger as lineup goes. I mean, you saw how, I mean, Basher Ursa was like, well, you guys are just scratching me, and I'll bash you guys down very easily. Check out my thread on the Join Dota community. All right, cool stuff. I'm not sure if this is okay. No, but I'm sure these two teams are good friends with each other, just friendly bantering back and forth. And we do see a Ghost Scepter being picked up. When Templar Assassin picks up Ghost Scepter, you know the game is a little bit awkward, as Templar Assassin generally out DPS just about everybody. And these illusions starting to do some damage. Oh, where's the impale? No impale. And snaking will be fun. Now normally when you get mega creeps, you're like, alright, let's just AFK until they lose. Not against Team Liquid. They will defend until, you know, until you actually take the throne. Game over is game is not over until you throne them. And if you want to go mad Dairycraft mode, Team Liquid right now is farming creeps. Team Dignitas is not farming creeps. Now obviously farming jungle creeps. So you know, there's that. But if this game goes long enough, remember that 160-minute game where one team defended against mega creeps for like what, over 2 hours? They were farming like their pants off in that 2-hour segment. I don't think Dignitas will ever make that, you know, egregious mistake that the pub team made on the other side. But it can happen. Sage gets picked up here. Heaven's Halberd is going to be choice. Evasion is going to be great, as well as the ability to shut down Nemesis attack if it ever comes to that. That's pretty decent, but mostly for the evasion in my opinion, at least in this particular time game. And it looks like nobody's saving for buyback, which I do believe is the right choice, at least for now, because if you're saving for buyback, everybody needs to save for buyback, not just a single person. So Dignitas is going to be playing it relatively safe. They're going to wait for the 5th Aegis, the 4th cheese. Or was that the 4th Aegis and the 2nd cheese? Whatever the case might be, they're waiting for the Aegis and cheese, and keep defending. Meanwhile, TC has picked up a Ghost Scepter on the hero, a very perfect item choice. You saw how quickly he died over here by not having the ability to kind of get them disengaged on you. So, of course, Basher on the bear as well, forgetting to use his Midas right now. Probably going to use that in the next wave. Quick item check. So Heaven's Halberd, Abyssal, pretty decent here. Shiva's Blink, Ghost Scepter. So Boba is picking it up as well. You know, we'll have 4 Staff and Ghost Scepter up on Fluff. So there's some decent item. Of course, we do see the Basher, Radiance, you know, AC, and the Ghost Scepter on Lone Druid. But meanwhile, though, Fluff and Stuff gets disconnected, so he's gonna bring him back. Uh-oh, the replay timer is running back out, which doesn't actually spoil too much, because if the Dire team lose one team fight, they'll lose the game instantly. And if the Radiant team lose one team fight, there is a chance that the Team Liquid is gonna just go all the way down and go for the throne. So you don't really know who's gonna win this game. Now, if you look at the go chart, well, you could be fairly safe that the Radiant is very far ahead. And again, they could just do their kind of 3-prong push, split push, and starting to apply pressure all over the place, or they could just go for pickoff. TC gotta be careful. Again, the Radiant is lacking in terms of initiation, so they could be relatively safe. And here we go, they're starting to tighten that noose up on the neck of Team Liquid. Tower is starting to take a little bit of damage. Here we go, Mad Style Bits Pop here, doing a little bit extra damage on this tower, and they're starting to fight. TC taking a lot of damage from these Mega Creeps. The Mega Creeps is just burning them down. Looks like the fight has begun over here. Fluff and Stuff. Uh-oh, Ix might gets the first one to pick off here, and Fog has his own Abyssal. The damage output against Korok. Korok needs to fight. He's going into the fountain for regen, but no, the huge 1000 crit, that's going to bring him down. TC trying to survive, but the throne has been destroyed. All they had to do is push them away from defending the throne, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, Team Dignitas takes this game very, very convincingly. I gotta say, looking at the draft, I did not imagine they would do it, because it was a bounty hunter, a Templar assassin, and a life stealer for his pick, with the Vice Engine Keeper alive. But Team Dignitas says, well, hey, you don't need to pick up things like Black Hole or Ravage or Magnus. You don't need all those big AoE. Single target sometimes gets it done. So very, very interesting draft. And I gotta say, very epically played out game. Congratulations to Team Dignitas. And this is a best of 3 series. If you want to check out game 2, I do believe AC has cast it, so go check it out. This is the Raycall Dota 2 League. And if you want to support the tournament, go purchase the tickets and whatnot. Tough game for Team Liquid, and let's see if they're gonna come back for game number 2. I would not be casting game number 2 though, as I did watch that game live, so I was a little bit spoiled. So, alright, okay. So hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. Until next time, this is Luminous. I'm signing out to you guys.